my name is Hannah. Welcome back to my channel, Hannah Needs to Yell, and today I need to yell about MrBeast again in video format. So the last time that we talked about MrBeast was in a live stream that I did a little while ago, a couple weeks by now, and at that time I wanted to assemble in one place all of the recent information and allegations about MrBeast, but as a reminder, things have been coming out about him since 2021, 2022, that whole time period about the work culture and environment there. I brought that up in that past video. Just a reminder, this is not new, but I love that it's resurfacing. Reminds me of the whole Colleen Ballinger situation. Sometimes you just need a story to surface enough times for people to pay attention and give it credence. Anyway, last time we reviewed a pretty conclusive Time article about all the public-facing issues, and then the first two videos by Dogpack404, aka Dawson, a former employee, which revealed some of the issues that he saw with MrBeast. The video was called "I Work for MrBeast, He's a Fraud," so that kind of, in and of itself, explains what that video is about. And then the second video is where Dawson pulled back and allowed Jake Weddle really to be the star and the focus of that video and tell his story of his extremely concerning experience working with MrBeast. And we also covered the response that Jake Weddle got from MrBeast. I think on the day that I was filming that stream, he uploaded a video talking about the response that he got from MrBeast. So you can check all of that out in the stream that I did. I'm not going to review all of it here, but I will link that stream in the description so that you can stay up to date. Now, today, we are looking at what has happened since I did that stream, because it's been a lot. Everything that I'm about to go over is alleged, and it's in my personal opinions and speculation based on publicly available information. Form your own opinions, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, all of that stuff. Also, do me a favor, please like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe to my channel, etc. You know, it would be nice to grow this little thing. And I made merch. Let me know if you can see it popping up for you, and also if you like it. Thanks. Thanks. All right. So today we have two main categories to discuss. One being the MrBeast games and what has been coming out about it, mainly through Rosanna Pansino, and the other being the new video by Dogpack404 released a couple days ago. Let's begin with the games. Beast games. Round one of Beast games was already filmed by the time I posted my last live stream. There were a lot of reports about dangerous working environment, dangerous conditions, dangerous activities going on. Round two was set to start filming earlier in August, had not yet started, and now I know why. So let's look at some articles about what is going on with the filming of MrBeast Part 2 of Beast Games, which, by the way, is an Amazon Prime series it's going to be. So here we have an article that gives us a pretty good overview. It's from the Toronto Star, because the second part of the Beast Games is filming in Toronto. It says, MrBeast, controversial YouTube sensation, is making a Prime Video reality show in Toronto. Beast Games is being shot on a set being constructed behind walls near the former airport site in Downsview and will pit 1,000 contestants against one another. So this was posted on August 29th, just a few days before I'm filming this here on August 31st. So this is a picture of some kind of construction that's going on. And this article is written by Omar Mosley and Francine Copen. So it says, behind a sprawling red wall of shipping containers, a new development seems to be taking place at the former Downsview Airport site in North York, featuring a tower and a collection of bungalows. I wonder who's going to stay in the tower and who's going to stay in the bungalows. Wild guess, let me know in the comments. The faux palm trees give it away. The buildings are part of a set for a reality television show by Jimmy Donaldson, the controversial YouTube star, better known as MrBeast, whose oddball challenges with large cash prizes have made him one of the platform's most successful creators, with 312 million subs, and he has 90 million followers on TikTok. I'll just say the last time excuse me, the last time I filmed about this, he had 308 million subs. So I don't know how he gained 4 million subs in the past couple of weeks. That's privilege for you. I don't know. Anyway, Beast Games is being shot for Prime Video and will pit 1,000 contestants against each other for a $5 million US prize, which Amazon Prime is calling the biggest single prize in the history of television and streaming. Fame has also generated controversy for Donaldson, who has been accused by a former employee of rigging his cash giveaways and knowingly hiring an SO. This is from the first video. The rigging cash giveaways claim is what Dawson said, DocPack404, in the first video that he recently posted, and then knowingly hiring an SO. That could have come from 2 different videos, because the most recent video by DocPack404, aka Dawson, also claims that, as well as, I believe, the first or second video that DocPack did. So now you can update this article to say multiple alleged SOs allegedly have been hired by MrBeast when he allegedly knew about their history. His lawyer, Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast's lawyer, Alex Spiro, has issued cease and desist order accusing the employee of posting misinformation and false statements, according to Daily Mail. And by the way, this is a former employee. Dawson does not work there anymore. We're going to talk more about Alex Spiro a little bit later on in this video, so put a pin in that. One of Donaldson's longtime collaborators, Ava Chris Tyson, has been accused of having explicit online chats with a 13-year-old boy, and Donaldson himself came under fire for old videos after old videos were unearthed in which he made racist and homophobic comments. He has apologized for the remarks. Tyson has denied the allegations of something to a minor, G-wording a minor, but he has apologized for but they have apologized for past behavior that was not acceptable, the BBC has reported. Donaldson has ordered a full assessment of the internal culture at his organization. There he is, Jim. The first round of Beast Games in Las Vegas also faced complaints about poor conditions for the participants. We talked about that last time. Drone footage taken by the CBC near the abandoned Downsview Airport reveals a large cement tower and facing a dozen houses surrounded by a red wall. The city confirmed the production without providing details. It's called Project Greenlight. The filming is on private property and does not involve a film permit issued by the City of Toronto, said a spokesperson. Toronto police confirmed its explosive disposal unit has been consulted. So I don't know what they think they're going to be doing, or if they're fearing somebody would bring something like that. I don't know. One of the production companies involved in the project applied for permission to take about 10 helicopter trips between August 25th and August 29th, weather permitting, according to a letter. And as you likely know, we have various film productions underway on our site. The letter reads, okay, so it's the letter. Ron Bothwell, who was in the area with a friend, said he wanted to check out the site after hearing something about MrBeast coming to Toronto. He's got a lot of shows and they spend a lot of money on his sets. It didn't happen overnight. They've been setting this up for a while, obviously, he said. And I think that that's, like, the fact that they're, reporting about this just being built or still being built as of August 29th lets me know, I don't think that they're filming part 2 yet, or they're just about to start now that this is done being constructed. This is another picture of the site. So it says, if you watch MrBeast, he does all kinds of crazy stuff. In one of the first videos, he gives a pizza delivery guy 10 grand who just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Here's something important to keep in mind. ACTRA, Alliance of Canadian Cinema, Television and Radio Artists, aka their union, the National Union of Professional Performers Working in Recorded Media in Canada, has issued a do not work notice to members because the producers are not signatories to any ACTRA agreements, making the production a non-union production. ACTRA's constitution and bylaws prohibit union members from working on such productions, according to the statement. Keep in mind this is a non-union production. That will come up again later. Okay, so that's a decent overview, kind of recap, kind of summary of some recent stuff, as well as just like announcing, hey, this thing is being built, but it doesn't have the best photos. So I wanted to show you another article that does have better photos. So this one is an article from blog.to, I think Toronto. Huge Beast Games set surfaces in Toronto and is already sparking controversy. So that's the same photo that we saw in the other article. There we go. So these are from Nicholas Irvine on Twitter X. So I don't know exactly who Nicholas Irvine is, but they said, whoa, MrBeast is filming part of his Amazon series in Toronto. He's in Canada. Woohoo. So this is a more close-up aerial shot of, I guess, these houses that would be the, I think they described them. They didn't describe them as barracks, but they look like barracks. These are like little picnic tables that have umbrellas. I don't know. If 1,000 people are coming to this thing, it does not look like enough tables for 1,000 people to me. I don't know. I'm no math expert, but I'm just saying. This is the big old tower structure, a little bit closer up. I can't imagine what it's for. This is a side shot of the whole. It doesn't look like enough room for 1,000 people. I don't know. It's hard to tell the scale. I don't know. And then this is another aerial shot. Where's the space to do the games? Like it's a lot of housing and picnic tables and a big old tower building. I guess the tower building is where all the games are going to be. I don't know. There's just not a. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. I don't know. It's interesting to me. But so those photos were shared by Nicholas Irvine. They linked to it here in this article. And then there's even some other different photos that they have here. This is kind of a closer up side view of that big old tower. It's open. There's not a ton of walls. And this, I will point out, this article confirms again, the production is not entirely a victory for Canadian film and television, as both the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, IATSE, another union for theatrical stage employees, and the Alliance of Canadian Cinema, we already talked about ACTRA, have confirmed that Beast Games is not working with local unions, issuing do not work orders for the show. Again, keep that in mind for the future. Here's their tweet about it. Please be advised that the reality TV series Beast Games on aka Project Greenlight, produced by etc., is not signatory to any ACTRA agreement and is therefore a non-union production, which means you can't work at a non-union production if you are part of the union. And then this is another photo similar to the one that we saw above. Okay, we have just a couple more new and different photos. This is a CBC article that uses a lot of the photos posted by the Twitter guy. I forgot his name already. And, you know, it's kind of the same ones that we've seen, except for that it's like a reference to his scandals and stuff. But yeah, it says there are scarce details. I don't know. This is what I mean. Like, I don't know if/when this is going to be filming, if it's been taking this long to construct this thing, which, like, I'm happy that, you know, maybe that's a sign that they're doing things more professionally. This says CBC News confirmed that Toronto's paramedics, fire, and police are all aware of the production. That does not necessarily mean that they're standing by, though, and based on previous stories, some of which we're going to get into here, from previous contestants in round one, it seems like they should be standing by because they were describing injuries. Just saying. Allegedly, you know? Just saying. Okay. So, fire and police are all aware of the production. Toronto Fire Services said permitting and inspections have been conducted, while police said that the explosive disposal unit had been consulted. So that's good that they are going about things in a legal permit kind of way, according to the, the trustworthy sources, the paramedics, fire, and police. They've got no reason to dally about it. So here is another photo, kind of like a side view of this photo here, like this side entrance over here under that pink circle, I think is what is shown here, essentially. And then we also get another close-up of these little picnic tables with umbrellas. So some people are going to have a place to sit. Again, I just don't think it's enough seating for 1,000 people. This author is Alexandra May Jones. I'm going to link all these articles in the description below. Go check them out. I always link my sources because I want you guys to go check these things out, to give them the clicks and the views and the credit for the work that they have done. But also, you can fact check me. I'm here for it. Okay. So maybe this could be seen as a sign of good things to come. MrBeast Jimmy Donaldson is working with the fire and police authorities and paramedics, and he's building this big construction. Maybe that means, he's getting his permits. Maybe he's doing things a little bit more straight-laced than he has in the past. Who knows? All I'll say is Rosanna Pansino, who I said has been kind of the forefront of a lot of this information coming out with accusations and allegations from people who have participated in previous, MrBeast Beast Games Round 1. She shared the reason why IATSE, the IATSE, International Association of Theater Stage Employees, something like that, that union, they said why they are not allowing their union members to be part of this show. So let me pull that email up for you. So as we can see here in this email that Rosanna Pansino obtained from somebody higher up at IATSE, the members were sent this message: MrBeast Games, aka MrBeast Beast Games, aka Project Greenlight, has been deemed an unfair production as per Section 12 of the Constitution and bylaws. See below. No member of IATSE is permitted to work on this production. Section 12, unfair job. No member of the local shall work on any job that is declared unfair. For the purpose of these bylaws, any production that is not using union employees, essentially, is considered unfair. A member refusing to leave a job declared unfair, or which falls under the definition contained herein, shall be expelled from the membership. So if there are any union employees who take a job with MrBeast, Beast Productions, this whole thing, they can and seemingly shall be kicked out of the union. Why does this matter? If you've never worked at a job that requires a union before or has a union option, or maybe, if you're a little young, unions basically are bargaining organizations that work with companies, because companies, if left to their own devices, would pay people as little as possible, work them as hard as possible in order to make themselves the most profit and not really care. So, that's the cynical view of capitalism, essentially. So unions protect their workers who are members of the union, bargain with companies for pay increases, benefits, protections, safety requirements, all sorts of positive things on the workers' behalf. And remember how I was saying in the last stream that I did about this, that Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast, basically seems willing to make people risk their jobs for him. He uses, we were talking about the leaked document that came out that talks about no does not mean no, and how production members, it's a production manual according to Dawson, how production members should, if they want to film somewhere and the employee at, if they want to film at a Dollar Tree and the employee at the Dollar Tree says, no, you can't do that, then they need to basically take that no as worthless and keep asking, keep trying, keep calling back later to see if a different employee picks up, and if they'll say yes, ask to talk to the manager, ask to talk to the owner, ask to talk to all these different people, see if any of them are fans of MrBeast or if their kids are fans of MrBeast. Do everything that you can to basically peddle MrBeast's influence and name to get people to either like go against their boss's wishes or, you know, like possibly get in trouble for letting them come in and film. Just because someone says no, essentially that doesn't mean it's no. You have to push through the no. It's a sales tactic. It's also, I hate it. I hate it. Dogpack 404 in the second video expressed within the story of Jake Weddle the pressure on the MrBeast producer to do that and basically to consider it like it's their job or my job. I have to get this done. There's no excuse for not getting something done, not getting Jimmy what he wants. So I have to push them or I get pushed out of the company. And to me, when I look at this production, this TV show that wants to hire union employees but does not want to abide by union rules and safety protections and pay people accordingly, that is what it sounds like to me, is Jimmy doing that again. Now, why do I say that they don't want to abide by union rules and do things accordingly? One, the fact that the union has said so, but specifically also, Rosanna Pansino has mentioned that she heard from a higher up at IATSE and they allegedly told her that the reason MrBeast specifically wanted the production not to be non-union were allegedly, one, because the union requires the employees to be paid and given benefits, and two, because of the union's strict safety requirements. So, when Beast Productions could not find enough non-union staff to make this production happen, they were forced to hire union members, but they still told them that they would not be paying them their benefits. So then you are putting the union member in the position of either I take this job kind of hush-hush like, don't tell my union, and also risk myself getting kicked out of my union, and it's not even worth it because I don't even get paid what I'm supposed to get paid, my benefits, or I say something, but I lose the work, it's that like pressure cooker situation. And when you're looking at IATSE or ACTRA, these production companies, artists, people talk about starving artists. It's nice to have work in your field. Sometimes you need it, but to go about it this way is really, really frustrating. Despite the fact that IATSE emailed all of their members saying that they must not work on this production, and if they do, they will get expelled from the union. Jimmy found a few who were willing. I don't know who they are. I don't need to know who they are. But I wonder at what point they may feel pressured either to leave to protect themselves or like to protect their position in the union. I don't know. It's money grubby to me. And as Rosanna pointed out, Jimmy and MrBeast and such were given $100 million to film this show for Amazon. And she's like, if they're not paying their benefits, like, where is that money going? What is it for? Constructing this big thing that honestly doesn't even look big enough to house 1,000 people to do this event? I don't understand what this is. Now, speaking of Rosanna Pansino, she has kind of de facto become the spokesperson for a lot of current and past verified contestants, crew, former contestants who got eliminated, and she has been receiving screenshots and stories and stories and stories of what these people have experienced from just round one, by the way, of the Beast Games, that first part of this production. She shares a lot of these on her Instagram, and let me just say, I highly recommend that you go check it out. I will link it in the description. I'll also link Dogpack 404's channel in the description so you can go. I don't even need to link a specific video because it's just like the whole the whole top portion of her Instagram. You can read through and look through all of it. But one of the stories that she shared, I will share a snippet from. So let's just take a look at this really quick. This is a former contestant expressing what they felt about their experience. This is toward the end of the story that they told. They said, "We were set up to fail. And when men started tackling people to get them out, nothing was done about it. They were not even eliminated. The game that had to do with the briefcase, it literally felt like Hunger Games. While MrBeast is standing on his podium looking down, watching all of us peasants fight for a chance at $5 million. That is a perception I have had of MrBeast for a long time. And it's sad to see it play out in such a physical manner here in this Beast game situation. They continue, "I know it's a game show and not meant to be easy, but even with a waiver, it's a company's responsibility to have safety protocols in place to try to prevent injuries. That is not what was happening here." So no wonder the union said this was a no-go and tried to prevent their members from being involved. The video where Rosanna shared this person's story was suppressed on TikTok, by the way, making it only viewable to users in the USA and nowhere else internationally, which is particularly interesting because if you haven't noticed, MrBeast's round 2 of his games are filming in Canada. So they are not part of the US and they can't see what Rosanna Pansino is revealing and really what these other people are revealing through her, these past contestants. Kind of gross, in my personal opinion. Or at least this is the hunch that Rosanna has. She seems to have a hunch that Jimmy or his team is behind the suppression of this video on TikTok. Allegedly, I don't know if Jimmy works at TikTok. I can't say for sure. Anyways, Rosanna goes on through several videos to tell several people's stories. She says that there are reports of multiple seizures during production. There was also a discussion of somebody who broke their ankle or sprained their ankle and was ignored. There was a lack of access to medication. There were contestants expressing concern about the production team encouraging mosh pits that I mentioned in the last stream, doing nothing about uneven distribution of teams. For example, the orange team was mostly strong, young, fit men who were banding together and denying certain people from getting onto the orange team when they asked to. And the red team was mostly women and a few older men. I know that there's kind of an implicit sexism in that description, but that is a concern that somebody had. There were the eliminated competitors were tossed aside with no hotel or transportation or anything to get home. And it was bad enough that 6 people who won and moved forward to round 2 withdrew from the show because they said that their dignity was worth more than staying on this godforsaken set. And I'm not surprised. There was also a report about menstruation. There was an issue with people getting access to menstruation products. I thought that I wrote that down in my notes. It seems that I did not. So just that was something. Oh, that's later on. There was an article that mentioned that it was hard for people who are menstruating during the MrBeast Beast Games to kind of be prioritized to get access to clean underwear and products. Just Anyway, I don't know a ton about that story, but it was mentioned. Okay. Rosanna Pansino says that she knows about some upcoming challenges and she can't stay silent about it. She's very concerned about people's safety. She also touches on the silence around this topic. She notes that a lot of top YouTubers are not talking about this, and she shows that comments referencing the current controversy are being deleted off of MrBeast's newest video, which probably means they're being deleted off of his whole channel. She also mentions that subreddits are deleting threads on this topic, including the MrBeast subreddit, which is run by his staff. So I recommend that you go and check out Rosanna Pansino's Instagram, the whole top 1, 2, 3 three rows are pretty much dedicated to the MrBeast things that are going on. And then there's a couple of things from earlier on, I believe, as well. But she is being a warrior for these contestants. I think she deserves a lot of credit. She's the only like big name person besides other commentators, but she's not really a commentator. She's a baker. But because of her connection with MrBeast in the past and past issues that she's had with him, she is advocating in a way that I think is really beautiful. And again, somebody using her platform for good. I really, really appreciate seeing this kind of thing. And I wish that more big YouTubers, big content creators would step up and do the same. Rosanna has reiterated that she is speaking out because she is, quote, genuinely worried that if changes don't happen on the set of Beast Games, something more tragic will. And honestly, unquote. And honestly, I feel like based on what we've seen so far, I completely agree with her and believe her that, yeah, it's very possible that something tragic is a great word for her to use, absolutely could happen. And I share her concerns. So I hope that people, she recommended that people share the video of hers, her first video on this, where she was sharing a former contestant's story, the one who I mentioned, who talked about the one screenshot that I showed, that story, that she recommends that people share that story. She says you can download the video and repost it. She's not going to claim it. She's not going to do anything. She wants it to get out there. Please, if you can grab it from her Instagram and spread it around, especially if you're international. Also, if you're international, hi, let me know in the comments where you're coming from. Maybe like the video. Okay, great. So speaking of people who are speaking out, that brings us to Dogpack404, aka Dawson, a former employee of MrBeast, who I mentioned before. He has posted a couple of videos kind of exposing a lot, and now he has posted his third video. It's a little bit different than what he originally wanted to do. Dawson's original plan was to release a part 3 video that revealed all of the allegations of SA that he knew about related to MrBeast, Beast Productions, people who worked there, etc. But things have taken longer than expected to get approved by victims and their lawyers and his lawyers, and there's a lot going on. So he is starting with this video, basically part 3A, which contains some details but not all. It is called MrBeast's Secret CEO. So in this video, he goes through a structure and a format where he essentially exposes several different people who have worked with MrBeast over time, including James Warren, LaQuoya Hill, and MrBeast Jimmy Donaldson himself, and basically lumps them together under the umbrella of people who have committed and or covered up SA within MrBeast Productions. He goes into great detail about all of this. I think you should go watch the video. I do. I'm going to link it. I'm going to link his channel in the description, because if you haven't watched the other 2 videos, I want you to watch all 3. But it's the one that I just mentioned called Secret CEO. But to summarize, because I don't want to just tell you the whole video. The first person of interest, James Warren, is MrBeast's cousin, and he has basically a past of alleged criminality that concerns Dawson and certainly concerns me. Next is LaQuoya Hill, who went to college with James Warren. They both went into real estate together. They are alleged to be best friends. He is somebody who has alleged to have SA'd or SH'd or something an employee at MrBeast Productions. And the allegations around that person are very different depending on who you talk to. So I'm not sure. I don't think we'll be sure exactly what allegedly happened unless and until the victim feels comfortable to speak out themselves. But what Dawson shows in this video is a pattern of how LaQuoya was handled. When this potential SA/SH situation came to light, LaQuoya was fired, in quotes, from Beast Productions, but was still on Team Beast. He was moved to be in higher leadership on a different company that Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast, runs. And then he came back to Beast Productions in 2023, only to very recently be once again moved, fired or let go from Beast Productions, meaning that he was just moved over to a different company to be the president of another company that MrBeast runs. So gross. Dogpack404 Dawson's video also makes some allegations about Jimmy himself. And essentially, Jimmy has established an absolutely awful sexist work culture, allegedly. There is an inner circle basically called the Boys Club. There's a lot of room and permission for sexist jokes, jokes about R and A and PDF files. And if you complain about any of this, you're just sensitive or you get ignored. Jimmy's mom runs HR. So what's the point of complaining about anything? He seems to be personally very misogynistic, not just the people that he's hired. There have been multiple times, allegedly everything that he has been told about SA situations, and he has not done anything about it. Same with these other employees. There's just a lot of allegations that it is an absolutely toxic work environment for any woman. The boys talk about the female employees in a very sexual manner and the female contestants, and it just sounds like the 1950s in 2024. And Dogpack404 shows clips of Jimmy saying that women are stupid because they're inferior to men. That is a quote. Also that he never actually respects women, but just acts like he respects them. That he doesn't really get along with women. And there were, like I said, the Beast Games treated a group of menstruating contestants with disdain. And then that he withheld birth control from a woman who has ovarian cysts, and also that he called his current girlfriend's career a hobby. Things like that, problematic. Now, we also have heard about some actions that MrBeast is taking, right, to rectify and assess and examine the internal culture at his Beast Productions. So let's take a look at that real quick. So in his most recent video, Dogpack404 Dawson reveals this company email. It says confidential. It was leaked to Dogpack, and now I have it. So I love when it says do not distribute, and it has been distributed. So let's just read through a little bit of this as far as addressing the company culture. So let's just start at the top, honestly. It says, Dear Team Beast, I wanted to update all of you on the recent concerns that have been raised online and in the press. As I mentioned in my tweet a couple weeks ago, I've hired Quinn Emanuel, a top-tier law firm, to do a full investigation of the Ava Tyson allegations. We'll come back to that. We also asked them to expand the scope to include a full assessment of our internal culture and to investigate allegations of inappropriate behavior by people in the company. While the process is not complete, I have enough preliminary information at this point that I am announcing several big changes today. I don't know exactly what date this email is from. It's not quite listed in this screenshot, so sorry about that. As your leader, I take responsibility, and I am committed to continue to improve and evolve my leadership style. While I have been mostly focused on creating content, launching Feastables, building our community, and leading our philanthropic efforts. Dance Monkey Dance, is that the name of your nonprofit organization? It should be. I recognize that I also need to create a culture that makes all our employees feel safe and allows them to do their best work. Therefore, along with Jeff Hausenbold, our new president and COO, Chief Operating Officer, we will be hiring a new Chief Human Resources Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and General Counsel, along with other roles to add capacity and competencies to foster a better internal culture as we continue to grow. So let me stop there for a second. Jeff Hausenbold is listed there as the new president and COO, and he's going to be involved with fostering a new internal culture, better internal culture. Dogpack404 made some great points about this, saying that Jeff Hausenbold was in the news in around 2019 for the macho and reckless culture he established at his own past company. So I am surprised that Jeff is the one that has been chosen to be involved in and in charge of potentially establishing a better internal culture at Team Beast. I don't know if he has the right experience for that. So let's just continue on. To start off, we will be instituting these new changes, right? Hiring a new Chief Human Resources Officer, which you already said. Mandatory training. Training sessions on safety, sexual harassment, LGBTQ. Training on LGBTQ. What awful wording. Oh my God. Diversity, sensitivity training, and workplace conduct for all employees. Number 3, important. Listening sessions. Jeff will be holding listening sessions across the company to hear directly from employees about their experiences and ideas for improvement. Are you going to listen to past employees too? Because that's who's speaking out. Like, that's who has been so disturbed by what's going on there that they ended up leaving the company. So I hope that their voices matter as well. Jeff, just something to think about. Anonymous reporting. We are establishing an anonymous reporting mechanism to ensure everyone feels safe coming forward with concerns. As I mentioned in my last video, I hope it is not a phone call system because it's a small enough company working with a lot of performers that even if you anonymously call someone something, you can recognize each other's voices. So unless what they're reporting to is a completely unrelated to MrBeast source, I don't know how it could remain anonymous truly if it's over the phone. Something else hidden, it says we have engaged an independent law firm to conduct a thorough review of our policies and practices and implement changes. And then it's a bunch of BS about we're going to make the company, make MrBeast great again. I didn't mean to. Okay. So in the email, there's a couple of references to investigations. And I wanted to talk about that really quickly because in the last video, we talked about how he had, he says it here and he tweeted it. We're doing a full investigation into Ava Chris Tyson and into the company and all of this and that and so on. So in that email that Dawson showed, he showed a different email correspondence in his video that shows that Jess, an alleged victim of Ava Chris Tyson, had this conversation with MrBeast's HR team. It confirms that this correspondence that Dawson showed confirms that the law firm Jimmy hired to investigate the claims against Ava Chris Tyson had completed their work, but now a second law firm has been brought in and was re-reviewing Jess's information. I wonder why. I wonder why the first law firm's investigation was not enough. I have questions about that. According to this company email, the firm that was brought in second is Quinn, Emanuel, Urquhart & Sullivan, a famous and gigantic law firm that employs over 1,000 lawyers. One of these lawyers is Alex Spiro, who the Daily Mail recently reported to be the specific lawyer working with MrBeast. I recognize Alex Spiro from his recent work successfully defending Alex Baldwin against the involuntary manslaughter charges that were brought against him due to his alleged involvement in the firearm-related death of a cinematographer, Helena Hutchins, on the set of Baldwin's movie, Rust. I watched that trial, and I have to say Alex Spiro does excellent work, so I am curious to see exactly what his role is here. Is MrBeast and Beast Productions lawyering up to attack Ava Chris Tyson or to protect themselves against future potential lawsuits or criminal charges against them, or to sue the former employees speaking out? Because there were indications that Alex Spiro has sent a cease and desist to Dogpack 404. So I don't know how honestly and genuinely you could be doing this internal company review while also wanting to silence the voices of other past employees. It's hard to tell exactly what the firm is brought in for. The email says that the firm was brought on for two purposes. 1, to do a full investigation of the Ava Chris Tyson allegations, and 2, to conduct a full assessment of the company's internal culture and to investigate allegations of inappropriate behavior by people in the company. Noble causes, but all these investigations are basically just research projects. What is done with the information that is gained from the investigations will tell us Jimmy's true intentions here. Dogpack404, aka Dawson, has more information, but he is awaiting approval on sharing some of it and saving other of it for if and when Jimmy responds to all of this. And where does that leave us? In the middle of some ongoing stories for the moment. Keep in mind, Jimmy Donaldson, MrBeast, is not lacking in money and resources to do anything and everything he can to defend himself, defend his company, protect his good name. And I am certain that's what he's going to do here. I am surprised at the apparent hypocrisy of like thoroughly investigating Ava Chris Tyson and also silencing people who are talking about the internal culture that you're also claiming to be investigating. And again, just because you're investigating something, what are you going to do after that? That's what I'm waiting to see. You can investigate the heck out of whatever you want and then just sit on that information and do zilch with it. So I hope this is productive. I'm very concerned alongside Rosanna Pansino for the safety of people participating in round 2 of the Beast Games. So I hope that you guys help to elevate Rosanna's voice. Like her stuff on Instagram, like her stuff on TikTok. If you are international, try to find ways to share her stuff internationally, especially that first video that she said is, she's welcoming everybody to share it. She's not going to claim anybody if they download it and repost it and so on. It is available on her Instagram too. So if you are running into issues with it, with finding it on TikTok, you can find it on her Instagram and post it on TikTok. If you want to, allegedly, in my opinion and my speculation. So I think that there's a lot still to be unfolded here, but there was enough updates that I felt like I needed to film a separate video about everything that's happened so far. Please let me know your thoughts on everything that has gone on in the comments below. I hope that this was a decent encapsulation of what's been going on. Please check out the sources in the description so that you can go directly to the sources, give them some clicks, give them some views. And, I hope that you like this video while you're at it. Subscribe to my channel, set your notifications to all, because while this is a video, most of the time I am streaming. And, I don't know, whatever. Help me help you. If you like my content, I need a little bit of a, I need to know that you all are interested. Let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about next as well. I'm following a lot of trials, but I'll also let you guys know my life is about to make a big change. I am probably going to be getting a new job that is going to upend my schedule. So there may be a period of time when I don't post at all, or when I post extremely rarely. You know how YouTube loves that. So keep notifications on, subscribe if you want to see my stuff, so at least you can be notified about anything and everything that I am able to put out, and I'll keep you guys posted and updated about that, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace be with you always. Goodbye.